So by virtue of 2 bar 2017 CT rate, goods are exempted. Certain goods, what are those? Salt, vegetables, rice, coffee, live trees, jaggery, etc. So what are of importance to us have been exempted. I'm not going to look at goods per se because that is simple. These are items that you need to remember, and it's not very, you can't by heart it as such. But what we are going to look today is relating to, so this is 2 bar 2017, and what we are going to look at is 12 bar 2017, which is again CT rate notification 2017. You can always refer. Why I am writing this is tomorrow you should know these circulars, which is the origin circular. In this, services have been, exempted by virtue of section 11, because section 11 gives powers for government to exempt certain goods and services. But out of that, what I have done is, instead of going through the entire list, I have picked up what is there in the material, and I will be using the material as the base for this, because then it helps, and for you also it will be easy for you to understand it so that you can refer it. I didn't want to again take up another notes for that, because this is what is there in the latest material, and I'm going to refer that. So what are the services that we need to look at? Services of charitable institute, but you cannot take this just like that. We have to go into detail. What are the activities that are coming? Then only you can do. Every charitable activity not exempt. Similarly, agriculture related services, education service. We are going to look at each one of them. Healthcare services, services provided by government. These are general, headings only. From that material only I have picked up. So this just to give us a perspective of what are the things that are coming as far as your study material is concerned. I've picked up only from there. Construction services, transportation of passengers with or without accompanied baggage, goods transport services, transportation service, banking and financial service, service of life insurance, general insurance business, services provided by specified bodies, pension schemes, business facilitator correspondent, services provided to government, leasing services, legal services, sponsorship of sports events, skill development services, performance by artist, performance by artist. So, right to admission to certain events. Services by an unincorporated body or a non-profit entity registered under law for the time being in force. So many things are getting covered in that. This is not a complete list again, mind you. There are few more are there which is not covered. Then last one is other exempt service. This I have picked up from your material, so that we can refer, and just to summarize it, so that all these things we will be covering today. Okay, now this is what is saying. See, material, I have taken material only, so don't worry, you can always refer the material this so that it's clear with you. So section 11 gives the power to exempt by notification. As far as, see, now this is notification, as I told you, exempt generally or either absolutely or subject to certain conditions. Goods or services of any specified description. So this is 2 bar 2 bar 2017, the notification, and 12 bar 2017 for services. This is a notification. By a special order, exempt from payment of tax under certain circumstances of an exceptional nature to be stated of such importance public interest. I don't know whether there is any item in this. Now let us look at one by one the items that we have discussed here. So first one, we are going to look at charitable related activities. Okay. Now, charitable activity by an entity registered in under section 12 AA of the income tax. So only if it is registered, the question comes in. Services by person by way of charitable and religious activity, by way of conduct religious ceremony, rent. Now mind you, all these are important, because the problem, this is what is going to be asked. These are services we are talking about, and these are exempt. Renting of precincts of a religious place meant for general public, owned, managed by institution, entities, etc., registered under 12A or 1023C V of the Income Tax Act, except, therefore, except where charges of renting of rooms is greater than or equal to per day. So, if the charges per room is greater than this, there is no exemption. Charges of renting of premises of community hall, Kalyana Mandapam, open area, etc., is greater than 10,000 per day. Then also exemption is not there. The charges of renting of shops, spaces for business commerce are greater than 10,000 per month. Again, exemption is gone. So therefore, they are saying renting is exempt, but these are the no. That means in these cases it is taxable. So this is minus. Out of that, this is minus. Therefore, this will become plus. Clear? But be careful. These are what going to be asked in your problems. So let's move forward. Services by a specified organization, KVM, VMN Hajj Committee in respect of religious pilgrimage, Hajj and Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. That's also exempt. Training, coaching, recreational activity relating to arts, culture, or be sports by charitable entities registered under 12AA. Training, coaching, and in recreational activity. Now comes to agricultural services. So if you look at it, we have just completed the first one. We are going to the next one. I've just summarized it so that we are in flow. Now, agriculture related activity. What are the things? Loading, unloading, packing, storage, warehousing of rice. Mind you, be careful. Warehousing of minor forest produce, fumigation in a warehouse of agriculture produce, artificial insemination of livestock other than horses. Horses will not come. See, these are all they will ask. Artificial insemination of horses, no problem. Then if you don't remember this, then gone, because horses not exempt. Carrying out intermediate production process as job work in relation to cultivation of plants and rearing of animals, except horses again. For food, fuel, fiber, raw material, or other similar products of agricultural use. Now, how rearing of animal, I don't know. Food, maybe food, fiber, fuel, because animals, waste can be used for raw material. Also, it can be used for cows. If you rear, cow dung may be used for certain raw material. So, like that, maybe you can. I don't know. I'm just saying. So, all this is exempt. Again, it's not finished. Services relating to cultivation of plant. Wait 1 second. Erase it. Services relation to cultivation of plant and rearing of elements except horses for food, fiber, raw material, other similar products or agricultural produce by way of agricultural operations directly related to production of any agricultural produce, including cultivation, harvesting, threshing, plant protection or testing. Supply of farm labor. Again, these are all you have to remember. Processes carried out at an agricultural farm, including tending, pruning, such like operations which do not alter the essential characteristics of the agricultural produce and but make it marketable for primary market. That means certain activities which doesn't change the character. When you look at problems, you'll see. For example, one example is tomato. What about tomato ketchup? Is it coming under this? Is what we need to see. These are things that will confuse us, because now when it is tomato ketchup, it is no longer a tomato, it's a completely different product. Therefore, it may not be eligible for, because it does not alter the essential characteristics. In those such situation, this may be not available. Renting and leasing of agro machinery or vacant land with or without structure instance is exempt. Loading, unloading, packing, storage of warehouse of agriculture produce. No, agriculture produce, there they said rice, Now agricultural produce is available, right? Agricultural extension services. Agricultural extension services. Services by agricultural produce marketing committee or board, or services provided by commission agent for sale purchase of agricultural produce. Services by way of fumigation in a warehouse and agricultural produce. And that is the end of agricultural activities. Now next we look at what education services. See, mind you, if you concentrate and understand it, when we come to the problem, it will be very easy to do it. But you have to know it. Mind you, one more thing I just want to tell you is that all these, most of them, have been just picked up from the uh, existing laws relating to service tax. In service tax, it is already there. Now, same thing has been borrowed from there. Okay, so same thing has been carried for most of the cases. Now, education service, very important, to its students, faculty, staff only. That is one. That is services provided to its students, faculty, and staff only by way of conduct. So, for example, when we come to transportation, see, by students, faculty, and staff. Now, suppose the transportation is also provided for outsiders. Will it be exempt? No, because in certain places like IIT, they run buses within the campus, and within the campus, if people are coming and going, outsiders also, then you may not be eligible for this exemption. That's why all these words are important. Then, by way of conduct of entrance examination against consideration of entrance fees, services provided to, and this is provided by, this is provided to, by way of transportation of students, faculty, and staff, catering, including any midday meal scheme sponsored by central government, union government, etc., security or cleaning service or housekeeping service performed in such educational institution. These exemptions are only applicable to an institution providing services by way of preschool education and higher education up to higher secondary education school only. Beyond that, it is not available. Beyond that, what not available? So preschool and education up to higher secondary school or equivalent, which is class 12, I believe. Okay, each time, mind you, we are also not sure. Like, each time these things come, no, we have to look at it again and again. Services relating to admission or conduct of examination by such EI, supply of online education journals or periodicals is an exemption only applicable to an institution providing services by of education as part of a curriculum for obtaining qualification recognized by law only. That means some private institution is doing this online this is applicable only to journals and services, supply of services online. Some private institution, it will not be available. It's only for those that are for education is being given as part of a curriculum for obtaining qualification recognized by law. These are all debatable. For example, we have got the uh, chapter. There's a institution here, right, in Kollam. They provide classes for even BCom. Whether this will be available, if you have a strict interpretation, it will not be available because they have to conduct. Here they don't conduct it. They are not approved institution. Next is healthcare. See, next one is, sorry, next one is healthcare. Again, important, very, very important. Healthcare services by clinical establishment, authorized medical practitioner, paramedic, transportation of a patient in an ambulance by any person other than mentioned specified above, stem cell preservation by cord blood cells, blood banks, or any other service in such preservation. Services by veterinary clinic in relation to health of animal birds is also exempt. And last, in this, services provided by governmental agency, because government is providing by way of any activity in relation to any function entrusted to a municipality. So for and on behalf of a municipality or panchayat, if somebody is doing, that is also exempt. It's continued, it's not over. So many things are there. For example, services by central government, state government, etc. For what are the things? This is also always they keep asking. Department of Post by way of speed post express service for life insurance agency provided to a person other than CG. Excluding, mind you, don't get mixed up. Services for central government, etc. Excluding. That means speed post there is GST. For speed post, express parcel, life insurance and agent service provided to a person other than central government, government to government, there is no GST. But postal department to somebody like us, there will be GST. Services in relation to an aircraft vessel outside the premises of port. Transportation of goods and passengers. By whom? By central government. It is excluding, mind you. Please take care. Take care. It is excluding. It is exempt, but these are not coming under. So that means A to C hereinafter referred to as specified service. Any service other than specified service above provided to the business and business entities. Again, these are clearly given that this is not exempt. If the services are provided by central government, state government, union territory, local authority, in these following services, they are not exempt. Moreover, apart from these, any specified services other than these specified services, anything provided to a business entity will be taxable. For example, if you know, these municipality and corporations have got buildings wherein they let out the buildings to for business, it is taxable. It is taxable because of this. Other than specified means these cases. But they other cases, if it is provided to a business entity, it is excluding. That means it will be taxable. Now, services provided by central government, state government, etc. to a business entity with an aggregate turnover of up to 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs in case of special category states in the proceeding year. This exemption is not applicable to specified services and renting of immovable property. So here they are given this thing that services provided by is exempt. So here they are saying it is not exempt to business activity, but here they are saying up to turnover of 20 lakhs if they have got, it is exempt. So they don't have to, they will not be charged. But this will not be applicable to specified services, that is these services, the top one, ABC, and renting of immovable property. So renting of immovable property, whether they are 20 lakhs and below or 10 lakhs for specified, still it will be applicable. Services, so here what they are saying is, let me see if I can just chart it out. This is central government services, state government services, specified service, right? Taxable. What does taxable say? A, B, C. Other than specified services, it is to business activity, business entity. It is not, it is taxable, but there is one further exemption, that is less than 20 lakhs. then it will be exempt. If it is business entity, this is others, sorry, others, it's exempt. But for business entity, but here business entity less than take that, except exempt, it is exempt, but rent and rent is not exempt, mind you. But for anything greater than 20 lakhs, it is taxable. So that's how you can understand it. So this is for specified service, whoever it is taxable. Other than specified service, if it is provided to other than business entities, it is exempt. If it is provided to a business entity, but if it is less than 20 lakhs, it is exempt except rent. If it is greater than 20 lakhs, it is taxable. That's how you have to understand the provision. Services provided by central government, state government to another central government, state government, is this exemption is not applicable to specified service. So this exemption is there, but for specified service it is not applicable. Other than specified service, it is applicable. I don't know, there is a little bit of conflict here. A to C hereinafter referred to as specified service. Yeah. So specified service, it is service provided except for specified service. So that speed post and all will be taxable. Huh? Other than that, it will be exempt. Services provided by central government where consideration for such service does not exceed 5,000, this exemption is not applicable for specified service. So still there are more exemptions. If it is less than 5,000, then it will not come. In case of continuous service, the exemption shall be only where the consideration charge for such service is 5,000 in a financial year. So these are various exemptions. Please read it again and again. If you don't understand, again ask me, I'll explain. But read it as early as possible. Supply of service by government agents, entity to a central government, state government duty, etc., specified against consideration received from, this is not grants, etc. Services by an old age home run by such entity registered under 12A to its residents aged greater than 60 years against consideration of 25,000 per month per member, provided the consideration is charged and inclusive of charges, boarding, etc. Again, this is not. Again, central government, state government to their undertakings or PSU by way of guaranteeing the loans taken by such undertaking or PSU from banking companies. Then these are certain other things that are coming under the government service which are exempt. I'm not going into each and every detail. That will be too much. But please read it, because if there is a problem, then you have to read it. Now comes pure construction service. In construction service, pure labor contract, only labor contract for construction, erection, commissioning, installation, completing, etc., etc., will be exempt. Pertaining to beneficiary led individual house construction, only for individual house it will come, pure labor contract. But is a complex, suppose big complex is coming, it will not come. There are multiple flats, it will not come. This will not be exempt. It is only this for individual house or enhancement under PMAY, Prime Minister Awas Yojana, housing for all urban mission permit. Only then it will be available. So most importantly, pure labor contracts exempt, but for individual house construction, individual houses. So again, pure labor contract construction, commissioning or installation of original works pertaining to single residential house. See, single residential house, otherwise than part of a residential complex. Not getting into all these details, some of them we will discuss, because all will not be. If there is a problem, we'll discuss that. Services of transportation of passengers with or without accompanying baggage. Such services provided by air, embarking from and terminating in an airport located in northeastern states of India or at Bagdogra in West Bengal. Only for these services is exempt. Non-air conditional contract carriage other than radio taxi, non-air conditioned contract carriage other than radio taxi for transportation of passengers, excluding tourism, conducted tour, charter, etc. That means if you hire a taxi and that guy, suppose is an agency, if it's non-air condition, no problem. But if it is a radio taxi, it will be applicable. So what do you mean? A normal taxi, air condition, GST is applicable, but for a non-air condition, not applicable. But if he is a radio taxi means Uber, Ola, these are all coming under this radio taxi for transportation, excluding tourism. Tourism, if this thing, it will not come, because here other than, again excluding, it's very difficult to understand. Stage carriage other than air conditioned stage carriage, buses and all that. If it's air conditioned, it will come. Services provided by CG by air embarking or terminating a regional connectivity scheme airport. The government has encouraged a lot of small airports to come to get regional connectivity. Small airports like, Trichy, Madurai, like that, small places. Even there was a proposal for, Aranmula, there was supposed to be a thing, but it failed. It didn't work out. So there are some conditions. Similarly, they are talking about railways now. Railways, what is exempt? Services provided by railways in a class other than first class and air conditioned coach. Metro, monorail. So that means it is exempt. Metro, monorail, tramway is exempt. Inland waterway is exempt. Services provided by inland waterway is exempt. Public transport other than predominantly for tourism in a vessel between places located in India and metered cabs and auto rickshaws, including, these are all exempt. So that means railways is exempt, but first class and air condition is not exempt. Next is services of first one was passenger we discussed. Now this is goods transport by transportation of goods by road, except services of GTA. GTA is completely different. So goods is exempt, but by GTA there are certain things, and courier agency also taxable. So services by way of transportation by road is exempt, except GTA, goods transportation, and inland waterway is also exempt. Now what happens here? Railway equipment material exempt when transportation by vessels. Similarly, transportation of goods exempt when transportation of goods by carriage, where consideration charge for the transportation on a consignment transport in a single this thing is 1500, and within that multiple consideration are there, then it should not cross 750. That means if you are sending in one lot, then if it is more than 1500, it will get applicable. But if you are doing, there are multiple things, you have only booked one of the consignment, then this should not cross 750. If you are taking total, it should not cross 1500. Similarly, exempt transportation of goods by rail, vessel, by GTA in a goods carriage. For what? For agriculture produce, milk, salt, food, grain, including flours, pulses, rice, organic matter, etc. Plus defense military equipment, relief material meant for victims of, this floods and all that, natural disaster and all that. Now, apart from that, services provided by a GTA, goods transport agency. This itself is a big ocean. It will take more than a day to discuss only GTA. To an unregistered person, including an unregistered casual person, it is exempt, except the following recipients: a factory registered under Factories Act, a society registered under Societies Act, cooperative society, body corporate, partnership firm, including AOP, registered casual person. What is a GTA? His job is to transport. So here there is an individual, he is giving to the GTA, and GTA is again giving it to another individual. Then there's no problem. See, to an unregistered person, this person should be unregistered. Again, it depends on whom he is giving service, who is paying him his bill. It can be the supplier as well as the receiver. Whoever is one of them is, both are unregistered, no problem. But if one of them, whoever is the receiver of service, whoever is paying it, then is coming under this category, then GST is applicable for GTA. There are other things also. I'm not getting into that because that will confuse you more than anything. So as I told you, that itself is a vast ocean. When we do the problem, we'll understand. Again, services provided with GTA by way of transport of goods in a goods carriage to a department or establishment, CG, local authority, government agencies are all exempt. Now comes banking and financial. Services by RBI is exempt. Okay. Services by way of extending deposit loans, advances, insofar as consideration is represented by way of interest and discount, other than interest involved in credit card service. So credit card service is taxable. Interest on credit card service is taxable. But other than that, if you take a loan, housing loan, car loan, business loan, all these interest that the bank gets is exempt. Interest is sale, purchase of foreign currency amongst banks or unauthorized dealers of foreign exchange. Between banks, if there is any transaction of foreign exchange, it is exempt. Services provided banking company to basic savings bank deposit (BSBD) to account holders of PMJDY, that is Prime Minister Jandan Yojana. All these things will come in a problem. Be careful. Services of life insurance, services by way of annuity of national pension. So not all are exempt. Only if the annuity is services by service of annuity under national pension system, then it will be exempt. Services by army, naval, air force group insurance funds will be exempt. Service by naval, etc. Such services under following thing, Jansri, Bima, and so on. So many products are there. We do not have to remember these products. So many are there. Okay. Similarly, general insurance following scheme. General insurance, you are, other than life. Hut insurance, cattle insurance under certain schemes, scheme for tribals, and so on. So many are there. I'm not getting into all these details. Services provided by certain entities, ESI, Provident Fund Institution, then Coal Mines Provident Fund, NPS, all these are exempt. It's not that difficult to remember. They'll not ask. Pension schemes also, Atal Pension Scheme is also services by way of collection of contribution. That's also exempt. Business facilitator, businesses by following persons in respective capacity. Business facilitators, some people who are helping the bank. They are not part of the bank. They are people who are helping the bank, say, to get new SB accounts or new loans. They are facilitators. So services by following person respective capacity. Business facilitators, business correspondent to a banking company with respect to accounts in rural area. Only then it will be available. Same intermediate or business facilitator or business correspondent with respect to services mentioned in entry number A or in a rural area. Like that, they will get some exemption. Similarly, you services provided to the government. Service provided fair price shop. Fair price shop is what? Fair price shop primarily your ration shops. That is also exempt. Sale of food grains, kerosene, sugar, edible oil, etc. under PDS system. leasing anyway, you just leave it for the time being. Then you got legal services, legal service done by, provided by arbitrar tribunal, partnership firm of advocates, or an individual as an advocate other than a senior advocate by way of legal. So if he's a senior advocate, he will not get it. If it's a partnership firm of advocates, they will get it, or an individual other than senior advocates. Senior advocates by way of legal service, so they are also exempt. Any person other than business entity with an aggregate turnover up to 20 lakhs in the listing, all these are exempt. Any person other than business entity, that means business entity is taxable, but there also, if their aggregate turnover is less than 20 lakhs, it is not exempt, they are chargeable. So partnership firm of advocates is exempt, or individual as an advocate other than senior advocate. But here they're saying senior advocate by way of legal services exempt. So all are exempt literally, because legal services provided by partnership firm of advocates or individual as an advocate other than senior advocate to another advocate, partnership firm or advocate providing, that is also exempt. So I'll just stop here because I just want to tell you about for the time being, and then we'll do the problem and again continue.